Once again, I'm making a video without caring about my rosacea. My mom always says I shouldn't apologize for my rosacea, but anytime I mention it, it's not that I'm apologizing. It's that I never think about having it until the high-def camera comes on me, and then I'm like, oh, that's a surprise. And I'm so stunned that I must comment on it. I feel no need. I don't think women should have to be beautiful for other people, and they shouldn't apologize when they're not, because they have nothing to be sorry for. And I include myself there, so I'm never apologizing for rosacea. I mean, if I ever say I'm sorry, it may be that I'm sorry I didn't take time to, you know, put on some makeup, but I'm really not that sorry. So, now that that's out of the way, I thought I would do a keto update, mostly because I made something new, which is kind of unusual for me. And, let's see. I have lost, I always start with numbers, because why not? I've lost 112 pounds? I think 112, possibly 113, I can't remember. 112, I think. I really mostly think about it in terms of like 5, you know, numbers ending in 5 and 0, so, I am 1, I'm not in Wonderland. I'm at 208 today, I think, so I guess that's 112. So anyway, that's where that's at. One of my goals for myself is, like Valentine's Day to be in Wonderland, and, that's a reasonable goal. It's only, I think it's the 15th today, so that's like a month to get, well, I guess I have to get 9 pounds down to get into Wonderland. And that's totally reasonable. And about where I'm at. So let's see. I made new things today. Some of them are really ugly, but I'm going to show them to you anyway. I decided to try to make my own sushi. It did not go well. And I say sushi, but sushi without rice, and sushi I think means rice, so But, yeah, the first one was definitely like just like a cucumber, salmon, avocado, cream cheese, nori seaweed burrito is basically what that turned out to be. And the second one is basically the same thing. Frankly, it's really just a bite of cream cheese. Way too much cream cheese. But the second one, no, I take that back. The second one also did not fare well. Also a burrito. For different reasons, but still. But then the third one, and I'm going to show you, I guess, kind of all of them, because I haven't eaten them. You'll see, like, the big mess is over here, going to the thing that looks almost like sushi. Let's see. Yeah, so, like, first, this is just, like, a big mess. And then this here is, like, neater, but still, you couldn't cut it. So, it's a burrito. But then these, look, there's 6, almost dropped that, 6 pieces, and it almost, look at that, it's all like a sushi roll. Here, maybe I can hold one up. I'm gonna try to get it off. Oh, there. Oh, there's a light glare back there. So you can see the salmon up top there. And then there's avocado right there, cucumber, cream cheese. Yeah, so that last attempt was good, and that is the order of progression one should hope. Like, huge mess, kind of a burrito, but then almost sushi. And frankly, I might not be able to do much better than that, because the ingredients that I always want are soft ingredients, like cream cheese, salmon, avocado. Those are also soft, and sushi, I've discovered, needs some hard stuff in there. The cucumber helps a lot, and the low cream cheese on that last one was pretty good. So also, before things get crazy, with time, I started kind of eating this a little bit with my hands, and this is more of a half serving, but that's because I'm eating so much happening over there. But last night I made, again with the glare, there we go. Woo! I made, this is basically like a pumpkin cheesecake kind of a thing. And all it is It's like, I doubled a recipe, and it's 6 ounces of cream cheese, a cup of pumpkin, like the unsweetened, just the pumpkin puree, and a little bit of some liquid stevia. Just, I don't know, I just put some in there. And, oh, and some pumpkin spice. Like, I don't know, first I put in I think a 1/4 teaspoon of pumpkin spice, and then I decided, why not pumpkin spice the heck out of it? And so then I added some more, and it's good. I put it in these individual dishes. The other ones are about twice the size in there. But I knew I was eating a bunch today, so like 3 sushi roll things. And earlier I had a little cheese. I had something else. Oh, I also had just some salmon, just plain, earlier today. So, I mean, it's a big eating day for me, so I figured a small dessert was good. And then in here, look, this looks like pumpkin colored stuff, but it's actually not. It's actually like, they advertised as Thai iced tea, and it's hard to find the good stuff, which is what I wanted, which was basically black tea with some particular spices. And I haven't tasted it yet, so I don't know how it is, because I don't like hot liquid. And you may be able to see the steam. So when that goes away, then it'll be right for me. But anyway, like real Thai iced tea is supposed to have a good anise? I'm not really sure how to say that. You know, licorice taste to it. So I'm hoping that that's in there. If it's not, I actually have a couple of different licorice teas, and I plan to put them. I could put one of those in there, and then it would be extra licoricey, which I wouldn't mind. So anyway, I've got a pretty good meal going on here. Let's see, what else is new in the land of keto? I think that's about it, actually. This could be a short video. I do keep thinking about some of the things I talked about in my last video, which has to do with kind of where I started this video, which is, well, not really. Here is the thing, is I know a lot of women who lose weight and don't like to look at pictures of themselves from when they were fat, and they sometimes refer to themselves as being so ugly. And it's maybe why I made that point about the rosacea at the beginning, which is that, like, admittedly, my preference is not the red, but really it's just sort of an observation I make. Like when I make the observation that I'm short, or I make the observation that I'm fat, or things like that. They don't have to be disparaging. Sometimes they can just be statements of fact. I have bad vision. You know, that's technically not a positive thing to say, but it's just a fact. You know, some people could say calling myself short is disparaging, but it's not. It's simply accurate that compared to the average, I am short. So anyway, my point, getting back to, my point is that when I see pictures of myself, I do think things like how physically uncomfortable I might look. And the fact is I had some discomfort as a bigger person. But you really, if you're a bigger person, or even in the size that you're in, I mean, like right now, I'm technically a bigger person. I'm not just obese, I'm severely obese. Obviously I feel a lot better than 112 pounds ago, but whatever weight you're at, you sort of feel like you're, at least for me, that I'm making the best of it. So right now I feel pretty comfortable. I wonder if whenever I reach whatever my sort of stopping point is, whether I will still think that, whether I'll think I look physically uncomfortable, or whatever I think. And I suspect that that is true. I think a lot of people tend to think of themselves as bigger than they are. I tend to think of myself as smaller than I am. So when I see, you know, after losing all this weight, I feel like small. But I've seen myself at this weight in pictures previously when I got down to this weight, and I'm always so surprised that I still look so big. So it's really just, you know, that's who I was in that moment. That's the size I was in that moment. But one of the main things I guess I want to say before I end this video is the biggest version of me, the biggest physical version of me, because I've always been me. When I was big, look, the cat, or now, but the biggest version of me made the decision to get me to this version, which is, poor Lulu, she meows horribly, to get, she wants attention, to get me to this weight, that like the biggest version of whoever you are, whoever that is, they made the decision to get you smaller. And in fact, a smaller version of you led the way to you getting to the bigger person. So frankly, when I see pictures of me bigger, I am grateful to come as far as I've come. But I am also grateful to the me in that picture. And I don't feel like a disconnect other than to think, sometimes I think to myself quietly, thank you. And not just thank you, but it's like it's like this huge gratitude, because that big version of ourselves is the one who has to have all the strength to get us to a smaller version of ourselves, a healthier version of ourselves. When that version of ourselves can't even move as well as we can after we lose the weight. That person, in some pictures, looks like they don't have much to hope for except for some good food or something. Frankly, I think I had a pretty good life, and I was working on myself all the time, when even at my highest weight. But I just think it's so important to not excuse me, I need my tea, but it's not cool enough. It's so important to look back at bigger versions of ourselves, or even look at ourselves as a bigger version if you're like trying to get the gumption to do it. Like, it takes a lot to make what I consider the decision to get the weight off. I think it's better if you can make one decision and not question that decision again. Cat. Because you won't be tempted to cheat if you just don't give yourself the option to reconsider your decision. But gosh, be grateful to, if you haven't started losing weight, be grateful to the version of yourself that is even thinking about it. I really don't think that the largest version of ourselves should think of themselves as loser or incapable or anything else, because frankly, it's harder, like at 320 pounds, much harder to like believe that I can have, that the experience is possible for me to not just be smaller, but to walk as much as I do, or to make the food choices that I make. It's so much harder to see that at 320 pounds than it is to see it here. Like at 320 pounds, whew, I didn't know if I'd be able to make it again. Now at I keep forgetting what I am, 208, like 160 doesn't seem that far away. It's, God, it's less than 50 pounds away. That doesn't seem impossible anymore because I can see it more. But it's not that I'm a better version now. In fact, I get to rely on experience of doing it. 320 pound version of me, she had to go on faith. She had to go on belief in her inner reserves. And I hope to God, she is me. That she is in me. Because I need her inner reserves to keep going. I need her commitment to health to keep going. The bigger versions of ourselves are not the loser. And they're the weight loser. Because they're the ones who are going to do it. The small people, like people who've never been big, they don't have the experience of losing weight. Now maybe that's a good thing, but that's not the hero of the story. The hero of the story isn't even the hero of the story might be somebody who maintains a weight loss for a long time. I think that's heroic. But I tell ya, that person needs the biggest version of themselves inside to keep going, to keep maintaining. That's my belief. I do not see pictures of myself with rosacea or fat or weight or any of these things. I see those as facts. And I also see them as reminder of who I am and what I am capable of. And that's awesome. So for me, I don't want to like lecture, and I don't want people to hear you should do this. But for me, when I look at a picture of me at my heaviest weight at 320 pounds, all I see is a woman who is able in the midst of that to turn it around. And that woman is fucking me. Right here. I'm happy to see pictures of me at a bigger weight. That's our heroic chick in those pictures. It is.